Is Rashee Rice worth his 25, 24, 26 overall ADP? When you're sitting there at that 1, 2, 3 round turn, and you have to take him here at the bottom of 2 or the top of 3, is he worth grabbing at that 2-3 turn? Or are you grabbing a guy that's going to leave you hanging? Or are you grabbing a guy that's going to take you to the promised land? This is a top 5 wide receiver before he got hurt last year. You can pretend that wasn't the case all you want. There's a lot of upside in this kid. He's 100% ready to go, and he could return top 12 to 13 overall value. So even if you draft him at 3.1, let's say that's his newfound ADP, and that's on Underdog. You might not find that in your Aunt Edna's league, or your work league, the water cooler league, your buddy league, your home league. You might see more like 3.11, 3.8, 4.1 in very, very grandma-esque leagues. You might see value that you've never contemplated before. Like, oh my God, this guy's going at 4.1 in my grandma league. I can't, figure out everyone's ADP based on everyone's format. It's all over the map. So don't expect to have a very concrete ADP. We got too many things going on in fantasy football now. We got best ball, non-best ball, dynasty, keeper, auction. There's so many ways to look at this, but I can tell you right now on Underdog, you're going to have to pay 3.1 ADP value. Cost of entry is the ROI, the return on investment, worth 3.1. That show, as well as a draft, begins right now. Graveyard, After Dark, do it live.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
We will be drafting on Underdog, promo code Smitty. Said link is pinned in the live chat. Said link is in the description of every video. If you're watching a replay or say later on, I want to maybe do one of those drafts after all, it's in the description of any video. You just go back and you'll see it. Code Smitty also gets it done. We'll be drafting tonight. So if you want to draft with us, you got to click the link right now that's pinned in the live chat. I'll throw it in again. Here's the link one more time. I'll repin this link. It's got a little more descriptive info in it. So click this link, sign up. Underdog will match your first deposit up to 50% up to $1,000. So you deposit the minimum of $10, they'll give you $5. This is a tough call. Whether we're taking Rashee Rice at this 2-3 turn. Let's go ahead and move. Let's draw the 3. Let's draw it all in one shot here. This is round 1. This is round 2. This is round 3. So the current ADP value of Rashee Rice is right here. 3.1-ish. I don't think you got to take him at, 23, 22. I think what you do, if you've got a 22 pick, right? If you got the 24 pick, you're picking back to back. So you're taking him at 24, 25. But if you've got even the 23 pick, so which means you've got the 26. So instead of 20, 24, 25, you're going to pick 23, 26. I think I'd try and push it to the 26. I don't think I'd take him early here. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying draft him any higher than 25 overall. Now, why do I say 25? Smitty, does it matter? If he's going 24, 25, does it matter? It does matter. Try and keep his ADP at bay. If you sit here and grab him at 24 of your 24, 25 turn picks, you're going to influence his ADP. Stop. Make him 25. 25 is the highest I will go. But let me tell you something. He does deserve the consideration. Let me tell you something. He does have the capability of climbing from 3.1 all the way to the turn of the 1-2 turn. He could be as good as any of the wide receivers named London, St. Brown, Puka, Nakua. Am I asking you to believe that to be the return on investment? No. I said he could. He could. So if you take him at 3.1 down to over to the fourth round here to, let's say, 35 overall, wherever you can get him. I would take him anywhere in the third or fourth round with a smile on my face, to be honest. Now, this right here at 3.1 at 25 overall, this is 25. It depends on who's there, because everything's about best player available. And there is a world where I do say, kind of rather have Garrett Wilson here, or I'd kind of rather have RB here and then take my chances with a later wide receiver, because I'm seeing Hunter fall into the 4th round. I could get Hunter in round 4 and then get Kyron Williams here in round 3, the top of round 3. Maybe I want Josh Allen with my I don't know. Bucky can fall in a grandma league into that late 2nd round territory. Not in a best ball underdog promo code Smitty. But you can get players to fall that shouldn't fall. If Bucky's there, I'm taking Bucky over Rashee Rice every time. Am I taking Rice as my wide receiver 1? I would. I would go, let's say you're the 20. Let's go to this board here. This will be a little easier to comprehend. Let's say we have let's move all these guys off. Let's say we have the number 1 overall pick. Okay. And let's say we go RB with said pick. And we grab our boy. Let's say we go Jamar Chase. That puts us at, let's say we go Gibbs. I'm sorry. I'm bouncing all over because I'm trying to convey something, but I don't want to give the message that I'm taking anybody but Jamar Chase at 1. So let's say we have the 1.2. Okay, so at the 1.2, we take Jahmyr Gibbs. And let's say we grab a Bucky Irving because it's a grandma league, and Bucky's falling to this territory right here. And then Rashee Rice is my number 1 overall wide receiver from this 3rd round territory. Am I happy with this lineup so far? I am. I think this could be really, really solid, especially if you end up getting a Travis Hunter in this next round, and then you get Mahomes a little later, especially in best ball. This is looking like a pretty solid lineup right here. Let me move Hunter out of the way. I got extra Bucky copies of Bucky and Hunter all over the place. So don't pay attention to this side. Bijan, Bucky, Rashee Rice, and Travis Hunter. It's a pretty solid start. You throw Mahomes into the mix in round 6, 7. I like that. Raise your hand if you're okay with this. Raise your hand if you're okay with this start right here. You assume you get Mahomes later. You get Hendy in 5. You get Harvey in 6. Maybe we'll take Bo Nix out. Maybe you get Mahomes in 7. I got Mahomes at 8.1, I think it was 8.1 or 8.2 over the last 24 hours. Not more than once, but one time I did. 8.1, Mahomes fell. I don't think he'll fall that far in a non-best ball, but in best ball, he's going more in the 7th round territory than he is in the 6th round territory. If I can get Mahomes to calm down over here. His graphic is all over the map. Who's not winning a championship with this team? Can I get an eggplant emoji, a fire emoji, a flexing emoji, a bro fist emoji, a check mark emoji, a goat emoji, whatever emoji tickles your fancy to represent your excitement in a positive way about this team right here? I would love to hear it. And this doesn't have to be Dak. This is a great team. This is a great team. Let me hear it. Let me see a raise of hands or thumbs up or whatever. Let me know if you like this. Check mark from Aldi. And if you don't like one of these guys, mix it around. I got a Travis with an eggplant, fire, flex, and goat emoji. I got Mills with the Smitty approved. I love this squad. No one should be forcing this kid into a draft slot he doesn't need to go in. Meaning there is some logical, evaluation process. Hence the science behind it, right? You got all this science going on the left side of this graphic, because there might be a world where his ADP, here's round 1, here's round 2, here's round 3. You're drafting on ESPN and his ADP is in this round. Let's do this. Round 4. His ADP's right here. And your pick is right here. Right above it. Yeah, try and push it. If you could walk out in ESPN with Rice as your 4th rounder, you might as well walk straight to the bank, walk up to the teller and go, Rashee Rice, 4th round. And the teller's going to go, I'm sorry, what did you say, sir? You go, Rashee Rice, 4th round. And they're going to say, I don't know what this guy's saying. And then the other teller's going to walk over and say, he got Rashee Rice in the 4th round. Advance the man his check early. This guy has got money in the bag. Money in the bank. Advance him his check. He's good for it. Rashee Rice in round 4. They'll ring the bell. They'll put you on their shoulders, walk you out of the branch. At least that's what I imagine will happen. I can't guarantee it. But Rashee Rice in round 4 is league winning. League winning. Straight league winning. But that is something you're going to have to determine when you're sitting there and you're looking at it and your pre-rank list, right? Your little drop down, and it's got the go button right here, draft, and in this list is all these players, and Rice is all the way down here, like 12 players down. Here's Rashee Rice. His name is 12 players down. You're picking, let's say, on the clock right now, and then your next pick is 6 picks away. And Rashee Rice is 6 or 12 players down. Punt it. Punt Rashee Rice into the next round. ADP suggested rank is everything. No one's telling you to blanket statement. Go draft Rashee Rice in every draft in round 3 at 25 overall at 3.1 if you don't need to. Understand your league, know your format, know your league mates, and know your ADP in that specific contest or on that platform. If you don't do your own homework and you walk into my live stream, you say, Smitty, you'll be proud of me. I was on ESPN where he goes in round 4-5, and I literally took him. I didn't care. I said, Smitty knows I took him at 25 for you. And I'm going to say, no. And you're going to say, but Smitty, you told me he was going to be top 25. And I'm going to say, no. Know your league. Know your settings. Know the ADP for that format. Know the suggested rank. Because if you're drafting with Aunt Edna, she's not going to know Rashee Rice is a top 25 overall player to a lot of people, like in best ball. Aunt Edna doesn't play best ball. Aunt Edna doesn't play best ball. She doesn't know. This is a best ball movement right now where Rashee Rice is going in that 25, 26, 27 territory. I really, truly believe he's still a 4th rounder in non-best ball. Steal him away. But here's the thing. This is kind of like best ball sometimes telegraphs how you can win a league in non-best ball. What do I mean by that? The best ball community is a little bit, I don't want to say that they're more advanced or better than non-best ball drafters. Sometimes they get in their stacking head too much. They confuse matters. They go too heavy wide receiver. Sometimes best ball experts ruin the draft experience for a lot of people that want to draft a traditional way, and they're forced to go this wide receiver heavy approach because everyone keeps piling on more bad on top of bad. Sometimes the best ball community is wrong. But here's where I think you can use the intelligence factor into Rashee Rice to win another league that's not best ball. If Rice is climbing in best ball into the 25 to 27 overall territory, but in non-best ball, his ADP is still in the mid 4th round, I believe this is telling you that everybody is going to eventually start seeing him and catching on. And it's not just like, let's say Aunt Edna never plays best ball. You're thinking, well, Aunt Edna may never know that this is a new trend. Aunt Edna is still going to see it. Aunt Edna still consumes content. People that consume content are watching content from people that probably do best ball content and probably don't do best ball content. They will hear Rashee Rice's name a lot more because in best ball worlds, he's climbing. He's becoming popular. He's becoming trendy. And even if a person creating content isn't centered around creating best ball content in that moment, they'll still be talking about Rashee Rice more often than normal. And so Aunt Edna in a non-best ball environment will eventually see this trend or at least hear his name way more. So keep an eye on those climbers and risers in best ball on best ball ADP because they could be a storm that's coming your direction. Your dad lives 10 miles east of you and picks up the phone and says, a frog strangler's coming, sonny boy. It's coming. It's headed your direction. You know how Pa likes to do that. He calls up and tells you when the storms are coming like clockwork. You say, it's coming through, huh, Dad? Yeah, that's a real frog strangler, son. Get ready. Get those umbrellas folded down. I've already taken care of all of it. You're turning into your dad every moment. Every day you get closer into turning into your dad. Your dad tells you it's coming. You need to make sure you're ready. This is what this is like. Rashee Rice is trying to warn us that in our non-best ball environments, he'll be climbing because people will start seeing it. Phone lines are open. Dial in. You tell me what scenario, and you don't even need to describe in non-best ball, take him later. We know that. But where are you comfortable taking him in an environment that's forcing you to take him higher? That's kind of what I'm interested in. Where do you draw the line? Where is your line in the sand? And I coined this phrase in fantasy football many years ago. But line in the sand is where a player goes from avoid him here, avoid him here, avoid him here, avoid. And this could be like 3.1, okay? And then once you cross that line in the sand, they become a fantastic grab. Everyone has a line in the sand. Everyone. Even Caleb Johnson, there's a line in the sand for me. Let's say in a Superflex format. There's a place where I draft him. There's a place where Caleb Johnson becomes, or Caleb Williams, I'm sorry. Okay, Caleb Williams. There's a place where Caleb Williams, the quarterback, becomes a player that I will draft. Where's my line in the sand? Well, a lot of the times with these players that I won't draft ever, the line in the sand will never be possible. So, for example, Christian McCaffrey. There's a line in the sand for Christian McCaffrey in redraft where he's going in round 1 right now. Christian McCaffrey has climbed into round 1, CMC. This is round 2. This is round 3. I won't draft McCaffrey in round 1. I won't even draft McCaffrey at all in round 2. So my line in the sand, let's call it in round 3, will never be feasible because he's so high up. There's no territory, no draft, no setting, no league that will allow me to get to my line in the sand. So what I'm asking you is, where is your Rashee Rice line in? Well, we'll just put it line in the sand. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And also, what's his dynasty value? That might be even more important in a way. Where do you see this guy ranking in a dynasty setting? Do you think he's got top 7 to 10 dynasty wide receiver appeal? Would you slot him next to Puka Nacua in a dynasty format? Do you have the kind of cojones for that? Would you put him above or below London? Would you put him one spot below London? Would you put him above JSN or below JSN? What kind of value does Rashee Rice, a guy that was climbing extremely fast, had an amazing rookie season, was supposed to be a top 5 wide receiver according to us last year, and suffered a devastating knee injury while he was probably going to prove us right? We'll never fully know, but he looked the part, played the part, was looking fantastic. It tanked the whole situation. I'd love to know where you guys have him. Travis is live. Travis, tell me, where's your line in the sand in redraft, best ball? Where's your line in the sand in non-best ball? If, let's say, well, I mean, you can answer that however you want. And then where's a player range, or give me a player you would slot him right under or below that would kind of let us pinpoint the value you hold for Rice and Dynasty.
Okay, so I think I agree with you that the line would be at that 24, 25, so very end of the second, but preferably early third. I think it's ideal if you could get 2 players before you get Rice, but if I was faced with it, I'd take him as my second player. And then in terms of Dynasty, like you mentioned, Puka. I like Rice better than Puka for Dynasty. I'm at least right there with Puka.
Me too.
I think two factors is, well, they're about the same age, but in terms of Rice and Dynasty, I'm not all that worried about him. He's 25, I think. I'm not sure if he turns 26 or not this year, but
Ziggy, how old is Rashee Rice?
From momshofink.com. This rice has origins dating back to 10,000 years ago.
Woo!
Estimations.
10,000 years old. That is
a little worried now.
Yeah, that we didn't know that. Let's just pull the live
Might
stream.
only get a year out of him.
Let's pull the live stream down. Let me just get his birthday. So Rashee Rice was born on he's 25. He's born on April 22nd, so that means he'll be 26 next year, and then he'll be So I mean, in a sense, you could say like Amon-Ra St. Brown is, so that's 25. St. Brown is 25, turns 26 in October. So they're about half a year apart, roughly. Yeah. So St. Brown's a tad older. But Rice is so young in terms of the mileage. Makes me think he's going to probably play like a year than St. Brown will at an elite level. Like, someone could argue that all they want, but St. Brown's so aggressive with his body, and he's always playing, and he's amazing, plays through. They're like, St. Brown, separated his brain from his spine, but he played through it. Like, they fixed it in the offseason. He's amazing, but he does play very aggressive. And Puka Nacua, I think a lot of people are going to take what we said. You said it, and I agree with it. Puka Nacua, I have Rashee Rice slightly ahead of Puka Nacua from a dynasty perspective. I'm with Travis on that, and I kind of alluded to that at the top of the show. This is going to rub people the wrong way, because Puka is beloved by so many, and some think he's the number one dynasty wide receiver, and those people are always going to be loud for Puka Nacua. So saying something like that and seeing 4 or 5 negative comments, those are coming from people that think he's the number one overall player. And I'm not saying I don't love Puka Nacua. Adams is going to put a little bit of a restrictor on his volume slightly this year, just a little bit. And Puka Nacua has already said he wants to retire, right around that 30-year-old mark. And then he's also said that he wants to be able to, play with his kids, get down on his knees and roll around and do all these things. And the way he plays makes me think, well, will he pull the plug right at 30 to get out of the situation he doesn't want to be in terms of his knees and all that? I just think he's so aggressive with his body. I have concerns about him playing at an elite level for a longer period of time than the average wide receiver. And on top of that, this is the crazy part, is when I throw this stat out, it's kind of crazy. Let me put it out here. Hold on. If I told you, and you know the answer now because of the way I'm prefacing it, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, I know what to say here. But if I just walked up to a random stranger that knew football, knows ball, and I said, Puka Nacua has had 10 or more touchdowns on his career, and he's played 28 games in the NFL, I'll give you $100 if you answer correctly. Above 10 touchdowns or more, or 9 touchdowns or less, I'll give you $100. Puka Nacua played 28 games. You would say above 10 touchdowns, 10 or above, and you'd be wrong. Puka Nacua has scored 9 touchdowns in 28 NFL games. He is still yet to log his first double-digit touchdown, which is crazy. So you put Adams in this situation now in LAR, and it's like I just think the touchdowns aren't going to be there for him because they haven't been there for him, anyway. And it's a wild stat though. Rashee Rice could have 15 touchdowns this year. There is a world where Rashee Rice has more touchdowns this year than Puka Nacua has his entire career after this year's over. Like that's the kind of, because Puka has only had 9 in 28 games. He had 6 his rookie year. He only had 3 touchdowns last year. Granted, he missed games, but he played 28 games and has 9 touchdowns. So, you can rip on, my whole point is you can rip on liking Rashee Rice over Puka Nacua if you want, but there's definitely some reasons why. Go ahead, Travis.
Oh, and I see some pushback in the chat about how people like Worthy better. And, I mean, that's okay, but we've talked about this before. There's no reason, especially a guy like Mahomes, can't support 2 top 15 or top 10 wide receivers. Like someone said, Mahomes likes throwing deep. He's going to love Worthy. Well, yeah, he is, but at the same time, think of how much he loved throwing to Travis Kelce. Across the middle, the medium, intermediate routes. Like, they move that ball all around. Rice and Worthy are perfect complements to each other for that offense.
So is someone arguing that Rashee Rice is not going to get the ball because Mahomes likes to throw downfield to Worthy? Is that what the argument is? Because
I'm not sure if he's saying like how much better one is than the other, but he's just saying that Gabriel was talking about Worthy. Worthy's more of a deep ball guy, and Mahomes likes to throw it deep. So
Mahomes
by the time
loves
Worthy's
to throw
25, he's going to be nasty.
Mahomes loves to throw it all over the field, and not to mention if he could choose to throw it shorter, intermediate across the middle of the field, he's doing that versus a deep ball. I don't know what he's even talking about. He loves Worthy. Worthy's great. Worthy's going to be great for the offense. Worthy's fantastic. But to suggest that Mahomes is going to target Worthy more than Rice, that couldn't be further from the truth. We already know that the rapport is there between Worthy Rice and Mahomes. And it's there in a way that it's not there for Kelce anymore. Although Kelce could still have a good year. He dropped 25 pounds. But Rice could absorb 9 to 13 targets a game. That's the kind of player Rice is going to be. He's going to, and those targets are more catchable than Worthy's targets. A lot of Worthy's targets could be deep balls where they don't connect, but Rice is going to have a high completion percentage or a high catch percentage on his target share versus Worthy. So it's going to be completely opposite of what he just said. But go ahead.
Yeah, and like Big T in the chat, he said, talking about how to be determined if Worthy can fill the shoes of Tyreek, but the playoffs are promising, which, I mean, I get what he's saying, but again, Worthy can be great in his own right, but Tyreek Hill, you're talking about a whole different animal at the time when he was with the Chiefs and Mahomes was young and Tyreek was a complete freak. You don't see guys like that come around often. But, but like I said before, I think Rice almost kind of fills that role of what Kelce was for Mahomes when Kelce was in his prime, where he finds those soft open spots and he runs those, intermediate routes across the middle of the field and just gets peppered with targets, which we saw already with him.
Yeah. I think Rice is the clear cut number 1 there. But I do think Worthy's amazing. I do think Worthy and Rice can coexist, similar to how Hunter and ET coexist. I mean, it's the same exact thing when you think about it. There's going to be some good and bad. Some games are going to be Worthy games, some games are going to be Rice games, but there's going to be a lot of games that are both, that are just straight up both. Both players are gonna thrive. So where's your dynasty? So your dynasty value is above JSN. So if I put Rice here in the middle of the board, am I writing JSN below Rice or above Rice?
Oh man, let's see. Probably above for now because of Mahomes compared to Darnold. Because of the situation, I think I give Rice the edge.
Are we writing in So you have
Garrett Wilson's another one I have trouble
You have
with.
JSN over Puka then for Dynasty? Now it's getting kind of getting complicated because and it's okay to be like, I don't know, because honestly,
so
I get it.
I have trouble with those guys: JSN, Rice, Puka, Garrett Wilson.
Real quickly, guys,
Those four.
jump into let's jump into a Schnauzer 2. Jump into a Schnauzer 2 draft using code Smitty, Underdog, promo code Smitty, links in the live chat. Let's jump in. And then I'll put it on screen once it fills. And if you don't get into my draft, the Schnauzer 2, just get into any other draft. And we're doing 20-second drafts. Sorry, Travis, go ahead. So give me your ranking. Give me your ranking right now. So we got Puka, Rice above Puka. You said? Are you going to cement that in or?
Yeah. I got Rice above Puka.
And then JSN above. Where's JSN?
Out of those four guys I named, I think I would do it. I think I'd go Rice, Garrett Wilson, and then I'm really split on JSN or Puka.
Okay, I'll put them in high. Does anybody have Puka as their clear number one? And it's okay if you do.
Sure, people do.
We're all gonna feel differently about this situation. We're all gonna feel, and it's okay. Nobody should feel like, oh, that's stupid to have Puka Nacua below Rashee Rice and Garrett Wilson. No, it's not. Puka, as I just said, Puka's got 9 touchdowns in 28 games. There's rationale behind all of it. Nobody should feel stupid because they have Puka as the 3 in Dynasty or the 8 in Dynasty. There's arguments to be made. Let me pull up this. Go ahead, Travis. While I pull up this draft, keep talking about it.
I may put JSN slightly above Puka. But that's only because, I always preface it by saying, when guys are posting rankings, I'll always shy away from someone I think might be more injury prone. Because when you're dealing with great players, I just go, okay, well, if there's an extra red flag, I'll veer to the next guy if I think their ceiling is close to each other. So I understand that people would have Puka above any of these guys.
Gibbs are neighbors. I'm gonna go Gibbs here. I don't have I have so many neighbors. Lamb. I'm gonna go Gibbs now. I usually regret not going wide receiver in round 1 on Underdog when I can still get one of my top 4 or 5 receivers. I don't love it as much with BT and Amon-Ra and Puka. I'll be honest. I like BT a ton, but let's just see if this team can be built this way. I'm going to go ahead and take Gibbs here. Let's see who I get with this. I might go RB here. And then see if I can build a wide receiver stable that I like this way. Do I have anybody else on the phone line? Guys, dial in if you want to have a conversation around this, where you have Rice. Rice, for me, if I'm going to rank those guys, I'm going to say Rice. I kind of, not to give a wishy-washy answer, but Garrett Wilson, Puka, JSN so close that I'd really have a tough time cementing it in. But I'd probably lean toward Garrett Wilson as well. I really think he's going to step up big time. I mean, Fields and him that's Fields' college wide receiver.
Yep.
London's here. London or Achane or Bowers? 4 seconds.
London.
Let's go balance. Gibbs, London. Top 5 to 7 numbers for London. Oh, London. London or Rice? Dynasty.
I think I have London. at the top of all of those.
Yeah. So just to be clear, though, if anybody's like, well, wait a minute. In Dynasty, London's going ahead of Rice by quite a bit. That's part of the allure of Rice in Dynasty, is that you're going to get him later, but you quietly like him as much around that territory. So keep in mind, I want people to understand that there's a cost of entry benefit of Rice. Just because I love Bucky as a top 5 running back, am I drafting Bucky in the first round? No, I'm not. But I think Bucky's a top 5 running back. London and Gibbs, pretty good. I like balance. I think balance looks good. Achan, we got an Achan vote from Thomas. London over Rice, but close, says Aldi. BT, Big T says London. Golf says, hope you guys get the guys you want. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate that. Puka is the best player, and Rice is older, says Kevin. Okay. I mean, there's arguments to make, Kevin.
I mean, it would not surprise me at all if Puka went out this year and had 1,400 yards and, 6 to 8 touchdowns or, even more possibly. I mean, Puka has that potential easily.
Yeah, there's no for sure anything. It's hard to cement it in. You can't. I mean, the only thing you could cement in is that JJ, Jamar Chase, Lamb, and maybe Neighbors, in my opinion, but he's kind of a guy that's outside of that tier that can be in it, I think, at the end of the year. But I think really Lamb, Chase, and JJ are kind of like the guys that you cement into place. I'm gonna go. Man, I've been drafting a lot of Kyron, and it's not that I hate that. I'm trying to mix teams up a little bit, but he keeps falling to this. Like all of these draft slots in round 3, he's just sitting there, and I can't stop drafting him. Gibbs, Kyron, I could have 2 top 5 running backs right there. London could be a top 5 wide receiver. I just can't say no to it. We'll see what I get on this turnaround here. Guys, phone line's open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I love when people come in and say things like, this guy's an idiot. He thinks Puka Nakua's not better than London Rice, Garrett Wilson. It's not that it's easy to make the call. And if you act like it's easy, you're out of your mind, because it is a struggle. There's a lot of things going on. Stafford might walk away or be on another team. What if he gets injured? He's always getting banged up. What if he gets injured and then they don't have anywhere to turn? We don't know what's in store for Puka Nakua's long-term quarterback situation. That's number one. Number two, Adams is there to get kind of in the way this year. You could say, it's going to make him better. I don't know that it has to make him worse, but it's certainly going to not put Puka, who's got 9 TDs in 28 games, in this 15 touchdown capable category now, because Adams is there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's going to get better. Doesn't mean he has to get worse, but he's not going to get better. And you've got longevity QB concerns in LAR, and there's something to be concerned about, just slightly. Real quickly, before you remember what you're going to say, we got Ted McMillan here, who I'm not taking. JD5, Travis Hunter, kind of the only guys I'm considering right here. Kind of want to go. Yeah. I love JD5 here, but I think I'm going to go. Man. I'm going to go Hunter. I love JD5, though. This is a good spot for JD5. Round 4 is crazy. But so is Hunter's.
Yeah,
I like both.
But,
I like a balance.
Yep. I was going to say, there's other QBs you can get, though.
Mahomes falls too far.
Yeah, I was just going to say with Stafford and Puka, obviously they have a rapport built, so there's an advantage there. And he's laser locked onto Puka before, and that could easily happen. But we can't forget Devontae Adams is an elite of the elite route runners, so he's going to be open, and he can go deep. So there's going to be many times where Stafford's going to look, and that could become something he really likes to throw to. You saw it with Rodgers, how he likes to walk onto him, and what happens if Adams becomes his favorite receiver. That's not to say Puka won't get work, but Puka might not be getting 12 targets again.
Yeah. Big T's drafting and probably an overflow draft from when everybody tried to pile into this one. And he's saying in the one that he's in with a lot of our followers, somebody just grabbed Hunter at 24. Come on, guys. Don't push it. You don't need to push it. Our guy over here, I don't know if that looks like, I don't know if that's our guy or not in the one spot. But he grabbed RJ Harvey at 5.1. RJ Harvey's been falling like crazy, so that kind of feels like it's one of our people. You guys got to be careful, man. Don't just grab guys around their newfound ADP. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Don't force things. Don't force.
I'll wait here.
Yeah. No, they took him at 21, says Devious. And they'll draft him. Maybe you're in another draft where our followers drafted him high. Okay, so I'm on deck here. I'm really. Hurts is there. Burrow's there. Did Hendy go already? No, he didn't. Okay. So on the clock, I'm going to take Joe Cigar Smoking Burrow over Hurts here. So I got Burrow, Hunter. So that was a good move not to take JD5 in my opinion, because I got Burrow, who I think could be just as good this year. I love Burrow. I'd rather have JD5, but give me Hunter and Burrow over JD5 and, Flowers, Pickens, Adunze, Addison, Jennings, Godwin. Those are the wide receivers available. So that was an easy decision. And I don't know who's watching right now. Man, I'm tempted to just say it because I'll say it when I get a little bit closer. Let's see what I'm gonna do next.
Yeah, wait.
Because I don't
can't trust them.
I can't because I say something and everybody's gonna grab them. Thank you, Michigan. Appreciate you. He said he liked my Rice rant. Well, especially the bank example. You walk into the bank, you hand him a napkin that says Rice. If I handed the teller this on a napkin and I said, "Hey, you have ID and a card, or I need to validate who you are," and I'll say, "Read the name," and it says I'm a fantasy football master, and he's gonna say, "I need proof." Ah, man, Trey Henderson. Who's drafting in that?
I heard you say it.
I know. Damn you, bro. Come on, man. Brees 36. I don't know if that's our guy because he took Zay Flowers at 60, but he still could like him, but that sucks. Who's available? Oh, so anyways, the teller's gonna be like, do you have identification? And he says, it says you're a fantasy football master. And I'm gonna slide him over my ID, which will be a napkin that shows this roster that I'm building right here. Debo ain't bad. I would have really loved JD5 and Debo here. I love Debo. I love that people don't like Debo right now. Kick rocks. You don't like Debo right now? Kick rocks. I could care less. Oh, Smitty. He's too overweight, don't you see? The funny thing is, you don't know what you're talking about if you think Debo looks any different than he's looked the last handful of years. And Debo doesn't run fast on the field during games. What are you doing? What are you even saying? Picture Debo catching a ball at the line of scrimmage on some sort of screen. Okay? There's a screen play dialed up for Debo, design play. He catches it. He looks like he's as slow as molasses on the field when he's running a 50-yard touchdown run. He doesn't run fast during games. He does like a little, almost like a trotting, and he's navigating open plains and spaces. That's how he runs anyway. Who remembers Debo sprinting down the field looking like Jameson Williams? Never. Nobody. It's never happened before. So the fact that people are reporting that he looks slow on a couple series when he was doing a jogging route, there's been plenty of times where Debo grabs a ball and it's a touchdown snag. The whole crowd's cheering. He looks fantastic. People don't know what they're talking about. They don't. They really don't. Debo, 3 months from football. He's going to drop some LBs. He'll be a little quicker anyway. But that's what he's done for years on the field. The exact same way he's running in practice is how he runs on the field when he has the ball. The exact same. Sorry, Travis, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the same people, same group who was panicked on him before and didn't like him before. They haven't adjusted their mindset to the different situation. Are you up?
I am up. Laporta went. Swift, Diggs, Pollard, Aaron Jones, Pacheco, Ayuk, Hawkinson. Pacheco's climbing 83. bully QB time. It's just like clockwork. 7th round. Don't like anybody in the 7th round, apparently. I mean, honestly, I like Laporta. I was going to take Laporta and hope that Mahomes fell to the next round, which he probably wouldn't, but I got him 8.1, I think, last night. But Laporta went. So it's like, look at all these players. I like Pacheco, but not here. Diggs I'm not drafting, even though I admit he looks good. Diggs, Swift, Golden, Mooney. I like Mooney. I'm not ripping on Mooney, but do I need him? Do I need him to win? No. Jaden Reed, I like him. Do I need him to win? Caleb Johnson's okay. Monty's fine. I could have taken Monty or Caleb at this pick if they lasted, but I mean, every time I'm in round 7 and I've got Burrow and I want a bully quarterback, I just can't get away from it. It's just sitting right there. It's like taking candy from a baby. I just don't understand. Debo at 65 is too early in redraft. He's not too early at 65. Took him right at his ADP, bro. All right, I'm on the clock. Let's go Puka. So I got London, Travis Hunter, Debo, Puka. That's really good. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyron. I've got Joe Burrow, Mahomes. Debo's a steal in round 6, bro. That's not too early at all. This is where he goes in best ball, my boy. This is where he goes in best ball. You can get away with more things in non-best ball. That's for sure. But you can't look at non-best ball and go, I'm not taking him here because in non-best ball he goes somewhere different and I'm set in my ways. Get off my lawn. You got to do what you got to do, bro. You got to look at the suggested ADP, Penguin. You can't be playing game crossing streams and expecting to be okay. You got to play within the confines of what you're looking at. Yeah, I can't. Michigan says he can't stop drafting Mahomes either. I just can't, bro. I can't. This guy from the corner has to be one of our people. Kyler, Bo Nix, took Harvey early, MHJ. The only thing throwing me off is, I mean, he could have different opinions. He doesn't have to love everybody. I love him. Josh Jacobson. Chuba's not bad, though. Shakir is a little early, but there's a lot of show guys on that team, so I wonder. But damn, man, Harvey just would have fallen. That would have been... I don't know, though. If Harvey fell, then I wouldn't have taken Mahomes or Burrow. So I like the way the board fell for me. Mark Andrews likely combo. Should I go that route since I don't have a tight end yet? Do I grab Chuba Hubbard? No, I'm sorry, not Chuba Hubbard. Zach Charbonnet, Bashal Tootin.
You get 2 running backs.
I could go the Andrews likely route.
That's always a safe one, I think, and a big upside one.
If I was to go RB here, I could have got ETN and Tootin, and then got Bigsby later. I probably won't be able to pull that off now that I went Andrews. So, will I regret that? I don't know. Part of me feels like when I do that trio, and I already got Kyron and I already got Gibbs, I'm really trying to like fill this flex spot that might be by way of wide receiver anyway. And I don't know, wasting 3 picks on that. I'm focusing on that too much. Maybe I'll just take Tootin, and then if Bigsby falls, great, and then just kind of forego ETN.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's almost like a strategy to go when you're doing like hero RB or something. When you only have one,
yeah,
you only have one elite RB.
Yeah, for sure.
And you gotta take some dart throws from all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I was doing it. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go Andrews as a starting spot. I like it a lot. I like the Ingram pick. I was tempted to go Ingram up around this territory, but likely goes in the 140s. So we'll swing back around at some point and take Isaiah Likely. Todd says, I have a question. What happens when any super chats that get thrown on the board here? I'll answer them right away in order in which they're received. Thank you all for being here tonight. I have a question. What happens when the Giants start 0-6? Hold on, I'm on the clock. Jonu's still there. Dak is still there. That'd be my third quarterback. I think I'm gonna go Bashal Tootin. I'm gonna toot. I'm gonna toot. I'm gonna toot live. I have a question. What happens when the Giants start 0-6? Do you think Neighbors quits on the team? No, I don't think Neighbors quits on the team. He's a tough, amazing player, bro. I don't think he's quitting on.
And he's young.
Yeah,
Still young, playing for contracts, but
yeah, that's definitely one of those things where, you know, an older veteran might do that, but a young guy's still out hungry. Smitty, do you feel? Plus, the Giants might be a little better than you think. I don't think they'll be 0-6. I think they'll be one of those teams that lingers for a while and they realize their playoff hopes are not likely, but they could hold on to them for like 8 or 9 weeks. Like the probability, the very low statistical chance of a playoff berth, they'll hang on to it more than. I think they'll be okay. They probably won't win more than 6 games, but Smitty, how do you feel? Let me add this call. Hold on. How do you feel about drafting BTJ and Hunter on the same team? In non-best ball, I don't like it as much at all. In best ball, I love it. But I don't really target it. But when it happens, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm always looking to draft Hunter. So if I have BTJ already, I'm not going to pass on talent. But they can coexist. They can be wide receiver 6 and 7. Not to mention, Hunter's going to get so much work, I think, with jet sweeps and different things that he, you know, is going to get utilized in a Liam Cohen offense. That's going to make him kind of valuable differently than people expect. Hold on a second. I'm going to time out, so I just got to grab somebody. It took Trey Benson. So Trey Benson, Bashal Tootin, 2 very, very good players, I think, to go alongside of a consistent Kyron and Jahmyr Gibbs. I was going to time out, so I had to grab them.
you're gonna back up one of your running backs there.
I might, yeah. I like Garendo a lot too, because I'm kind of going with some home run hitters. But yeah, I don't mind doing this, True Penguin, in best ball, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of any double wide receivers in a non-best ball on a non-best ball team. Even like Worthy and Rice wouldn't, even though I think the whole offense is going to be great. The cost is high on both those. You know, if they were later picks, then it'd be different. I'm going to go Tyler Warren. I don't know if that was the right move. I was timing out.
I like that.
But then if I get Likely, then my tight end room is really, really good.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I did?
Are there buys not the two?
They're different, yeah. My wide receivers all have a different bye week, all 4 of them. My running backs are entirely by week 8. Shit. Shit. I didn't look at my running backs yet. Gibbs, Kyron, Bashal Tootin, Trey Benson, all by week 8.
I guess you might not be able to.
So, can't go Bigsby. Shiat. That's all right. We can recover from this. Hey, this ain't no thing. Dylan Sampson's down there. That's fine. Brashard Smith is week 10.
Little Bill.
Little bit. Yeah, Little Bill might be good.
Jalen Wright by 12.
Yeah, Jalen Wright.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so maybe rather than grabbing any cups, you just keep going with the dark.
I just need 2. You know, and there's a pro and a con. Like, you can make an argument. You can make I don't think it sticks really well, but you can make an argument that, like, even if you had a stacked, bye week 8, all your running backs were on a bye, you'd have so much extra potential by never having a bye week in any other weeks, and maybe you help make up for it. But
yeah, that's true.
All right, I'm gonna go Isaiah Likely here. So now I got Likely, Mark Andrews, and Tyler Warren. So I've got that on point. That's fantastic. My 2 QBs at bye week 10, so I can't grab Cam Ward, who's got a bye week of week 10 as well. I got to grab another quarterback. Problem is, I like Bryce Young week 14, but then I can't grab that running back that I need right now. But that's okay. There's some running backs I like later, like Bill. So I could definitely go Bryce Young here. Stafford week 8, I could do that. I could go Cam Ward, but I think because of my running back dilemma, I'm going to need all the extra players I can get at the RB spot. I may go just 2 more RBs if they're both not by week 8, but I could go 3. So I think I got to just make a smart QB selection here. Aaron Rodgers by week 5. So I got to pick between, Stafford just went, Bryce Young and Aaron Rodgers. If Bryce Young isn't gone, I'll probably go Bryce Young, because I think he has a better chance of being in the lineup by the time week 10 comes along. So we'll go Bryce Young here. So now my quarterbacks are locked in. I'll scroll up real quickly. Quarterbacks are locked in. I've got Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, both by week 10, and then Bryce Young. Then I've got my tight ends locked down. I've got Andrews and Likely obviously share the same bye week, and then Tyler different bye week. My running backs are all by week 8. I've only got 4 of them. And then my wide receivers all have a different bye week. And my wide receivers are so loaded, I could borrow from that room and draft another RB if I wanted. So I could have Puka, Debo, Travis Hunter, and Drake London. It's just sick. That's great. So I'm okay. I'll be fine. I got 4 more picks. I'll be okay. Four more picks, and I only have running backs and wide receivers that I need to draft. Jalen Wright is still there, but he's creeping up the board. There he goes. He's gone. All right, let me go over. Who's on the phone line with Travis? Who else is there?
Big T.
What's up,
Smitty?
Big T?
Good evening.
What's going on? What's up?
What's up, man? I wanted to ask you about Jerry Jeudy. What do you think about, like, him continuing his success with either Joe Flacco from last season or Shador, since Shador looks so good in camp right now?
Shador looks so good. People are so pissed that Shador looks good. He's just in shorts. Yeah, ha ha ha. He'll. What can I say bad about the guy? He looks great. He looks so good. I'm so excited for him, bro. I'm so happy.
I love the idea of Jeudy with Shador, with how good of a route runner Jeudy is, and short accuracy and touch.
Exactly.
I'm fine with it, bro. I'm real excited. Hold on a second.
What do you think?
I gotta grab this guy a little early. I went Dylan Sampson. I mean, I'm not really that early. We got 4 picks left, and these are pretty close together. But Dylan Sampson by week 9, and I think he's gonna be involved by mid-season. He'll be catching a lot of balls. So I need him for by week 8. So I think he'll be good by then. I'm just hoping they don't wait until, sometimes you got to look at where the player's bye week is that you're taking, even though their bye week isn't shared by the player you're trying to fill. You got to think about sometimes where these guys will get unlocked after their bye week. So, like, watch Dylan Sampson go nuts after, and then I needed him. But I think he's going to be fine. They've even said the sky's the limit for him. I'm going to wait on my next running back because I think I can go, well, let's see here. Yeah, I should be able to go a while. So now I need maybe wide receivers. Let's see here. Wide receivers that are available. Yoshi Voss is really nice here. Jalen Royals. By the way, for those ripping on the strategy last night, which was I drafted Cam Ward as a third quarterback, and I had Mahomes and Kelsey. I had Penix Jr. and Drake London. Is that right? And then Cam Ward.
I get it right here.
Yeah, both Titan wide receivers. And so, anyways, there was a few people in the chat that were saying that the Restrepo pick was a waste. I think it was who was it that said that? It was Justin said that was a waste of a pick. Worst pick he could have made was the Restrepo pick. The news came out today and yesterday saying that he's the most impressive player in camp, running with the one or playing like a one. There's a lot of upside with Restrepo. That Cam Ward's college wide receiver. Cam Ward wanted him. He said, "Go get him." They went and got him, and they're surprise. He looks fantastic. Restrepo and Minor together in a best ball draft with Cam Ward is not a bad idea. I'm sorry, Big T. What else you got?
No, that was really I just wanted to ask you about Judy, but actually one just came to me. What do you think about Higgins and Noel and their fit with C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins? Like, what do you think their upside is this season in particular?
I like Higgins a lot. Higgins has been looking really good, by the way, but I still worry about the offensive line. Will they live at all in any way, shape, or form near the red zone on the regular? How's Stroud going to look? I feel like Stroud is very shaky right now to me. I don't even like the way he talks about things anymore. Because I used to like his confidence, like he's coming off his big rookie year and he'd say things. I'm going to give Caleb advice, and he's barely off his rookie year. And we're all like, yeah, awesome. I'm going to go.
That photo is so funny.
Rashard Smith. We're all sitting here just saying, it's fantastic. The way this guy's, taking a leadership role, and then he goes out and drops a freaking horrible season on everybody. Their offensive line's in shambles. Mixon's near is not already there. Insane. I like Higgins a lot, though. I do, but I think Stroud is not fixed yet. I'm hopeful. I'm not going to write him off. He's not somebody I'm saying is going to bust out of the league or anything. I'm just saying Stroud. The fact that he even made some comments about, like, I'm going to take a leadership role this year. It's like, you're the quarterback, bro. What do you mean this year? You're going to take a leadership role this year. What are you talking about? Even Caleb knows that.
I think the big thing with me is, like, I could see him bounce back, but it's what he can bounce back to, because after that rookie year, you have, and rightfully so, people wondering if he was going to be able to be in that, 4 to 8 range as a QB, or, flirt with the top 5 QB in fantasy. And
yeah, I thought he was the next Drew Brees.
Justin, I owe Justin an apology. I said Justin said that. It was Tebow that said that Restrepo was the pick. Sorry, Justin.
Good man, Tebow.
Sorry, Justin.
Tebow owning it.
All right, guys, I'm on the clock here in a second. I've got London, Travis Hunter, Debo, Egbuka, and Yoshivas. Not a single one shares the same bye week. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers, and they're all really solid for playing time. Do I grab a wide receiver here, or do I grab another RB? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 RBs already, but I needed those bye week guys. Dylan Sampson and Brashard Smith. Do I take Krosky Merritt, or do I take Royals? 5 seconds.
Ooh.
Krosky Merritt.
Honestly, yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm really risking it on receiver, though. Andrews, Tyler, Warren, and Likely.
Oh, you'll be all right there.
Yeah, I'm definitely all right there.
Is that your last pick?
That was my last pick. That's why I was scary.
That's a fine pick.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 wide receivers though. I've always at least had 6.
And a schnauzer too.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, the thing is, London, Hunter, Debo, Egbuka, Yoshivas couldn't be a better group of 5 there, though. They're all different bye weeks,
Yeah.
all very steady for touches. Krosky,
Exactly.
Merritt, at least I got that. Man, I don't know. I'm looking at my RBs. They're just there's one too many. Damn it!
Yeah.
I don't know. I blame Travis.
Hindsight.
I blame Travis.
Take the blame.
You said Krosky, Merritt with such enthusiasm.
I know.
Then again, it's like we don't know if Royals will for sure even get in there during that, the bye week that I need him. He might be getting nothing.
Who's your midseason monster, Smitty?
I didn't have
Jacory.
time.
Jacory's your midseason monster.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to say it, and I forgot to say it around before. I was going to tell you to take Yoshivas and Jermaine Burton.
I'm not really on Burton.
I know you don't like him that much. But
Burrow, Mahomes, Bryce Young, Gibbs, Kyron, Tootin, Benson, Dylan Sampson, Brashard Smith, and JCM, Jacory Krosky Merritt. So I'm definitely fine on the bye week now. Drake London, Travis Hunter, Debo Samuel, Egbuka, and Yoshi Voss, all different bye weeks. They don't share a single bye week, which is crazy. 5, 8, 12, 9, 10. That's wild. So that's why I can kind of afford to do this. I think I'll be okay. And then Mark Andrews and Likely cuffed together, different bye week, Tyler Warren. So it's a really good team. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron, London, Hunter, Debo, Egbuka, Burrow, Mahomes, Mark Andrews. That's a good team. I won't advise people to do what I did at RB. I think the only reason, and I don't regret it really. I don't even know if I could go back. I don't know that I would change it because I'd maybe take Tesla. But even so, like, what if he's not getting any work during the one time that I'm going to need it? Whereas Krosky Merritt could definitely be somebody that I regret not grabbing with the running back concerns that I have. But this is a good team. So here, look at those RBs. That's crazy. Gibbs, Kyron, Tootin, Benson, Sampson, Brashard Smith, Krosky Merritt, London, Hunter, Debo, Egbuka, Yoshivas, Andrews, Tyler Warren, Likely, and then Burrow, Mahomes, Bryce Young. Pretty good.
That's solid.
Yeah. All right, Big T, what else you got?
Shoot, I mean, nothing I can think of right now, but I appreciate you answering those questions.
All right, bro. Call back if you got another one. We probably won't be here too much longer, but yeah, call back if you got another one. All right, Travis, what else you got?
So with Jermaine Burton, is it just that he's down the depth chart, and because he had a poor start to his career that year, not very high on him, or just because it'd be hard for him to climb up and get targets, or what are you feeling on him?
I mean,
all the reports are like glowing out of camp. I know it's only.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll come. I loved him last year, but he just, after coming into the NFL with so many off the field question marks, and then you do a Google search and he'd be in like court cases, and he's getting thrown out of his apartment, and there's just so many things going on. It's like this guy can't. He just feels like he's on the Kadarius Toney path. I don't know. It doesn't matter if the talent's there. I guess I'm just worried. But, the cost of entry, last pick in a draft, I suppose, cuff him to Yoshi Voss, and you're right, you might have something, but I don't know. It's tough, bro.
There's a lot of guys like that you think they're going to be something, whether it's off the field or injury or whatever. 2 years later, you're not going to think of them.
So. DJ said Jarquez Hunter over Smith. Well, the whole thing was I had the bye week 8 going on straight down my running back room. If you see Gibbs, Kyron, Tootin, Benson, all by week 8. So the whole point of these 3 running backs was to get a non-bye week 8 player. So that's why I didn't go Jarquez Hunter. Otherwise, I would have. Michigan says you need another wide receiver bad. That's why I asked the question. I said, look, this is it. What are we doing? We taking Krosky Merritt, or are we going to risk it with the 5 wide receivers? And you were one that said Krosky Merritt, Michigan. I mapped it out real nicely. I mean, it's not the most ideal situation. You got to risk the biscuit sometimes, but this is the wide receiver room to do it with, though, because they don't have a single bye week in common, and that is a pretty solid group. Now, Debo, you could say, could miss some time. I get it. Is it ideal? No. The one mistake, we make mistakes. We're all human beings. And I didn't realize as I was drafting, because I was so excited about the team. And I was looking at the bye weeks for the tight ends, the quarterbacks. I didn't contemplate that all 4 of my running backs, sometimes I'll look at it after I've drafted 2 or 3, because I don't want to make a decision on bye week with my first 2 or 3 players at a position. I just don't. I'd rather draft a better player. So I don't look at it till about I'm drafting my 3rd player. And I kind of know anyway, and I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I haven't looked yet. But I'm probably, I know Benson or Tootin's got a different bye week. And I look and they're all 4 bye week 8. It happens. I still think it worked out pretty well. Still think it looks pretty good. And I don't know that the wide receiver available there would have truly helped it. That's right, Michigan.
So, Roger in the chat, I'm almost positive he's a Bengals fan, so I understand why he asked the question, but he was asking Rashee Rice or T. Higgins, and you have Rice quite a bit above Higgins, right?
Yeah, Rice is like top 25 overall material, and while Higgins' ADP is around there too, so you're not wrong to ask it at all. I believe I'd take Higgins and Burrow and Jamar Chase together in a draft. I do it a lot. Not a lot, but I do it frequently enough. But only in best ball. So in best ball, I'd rather have Rice, but they have very similar, like 26 to 28 ADP for me. They're similar ADPs, but in a non-best ball, if we take best ball out of the equation, Higgins is a late 3rd to early 4th for me. And Rice drops a little bit too, because you can get him later. So I don't take him at 25 in non-best ball because you don't need to. But I'd say like late, they're probably similar drop. But I like Rice in both cases more than Higgins. But I will draft Higgins ahead of Rice with a best ball stack is what I'm trying to say. But if in a non-best ball scenario, even though their ADPs will fall together a little bit more in non-best ball, I still have Rice ahead of Higgins. But I like them both. The reason is I believe Rice is the number 1 in his offense. I know Higgins is the number 2 in his offense. Maybe they both play number 2. You never know.
And like Big T in the chat, he makes a good point that per game, Higgins was really good last year. And it's for that reason, like best ball is the only place I draft T. Higgins, although I don't even take him there because I don't like him at his ADP.
I don't draft him.
It's funny. It's funny though. You could almost argue there's kind of one of those little health groups for T. Higgins people too, like you have with Jacoby Myers. Yeah, because and it's funny because you look at what he's done in his career. There's no doubting the talent and his ability and he's produced, but each of the last 2 years he's missed 5 games. Each of the last 2. And then his finishes since he came in the league is wide receiver 28, 24, 18, 51, and 17. He's never been higher than wide receiver 17.
Yeah. No, Higgins, non-best ball, won't draft him. Because his ADP doesn't drop enough. But in best ball, because he can have those huge games with Joe Burrow, and then you have other players that can step up when he's having a bad game. It's kind of like saying, there's no better way to explain it than just saying optimal scoring. And optimal scoring, him mixed with other wide receivers on your bench can give you massive points because he can have such big spike weeks. And the Best Ball Mania winner in 2024 had Higgins and Jamar Chase and Burrow, and Chase Brown all on the team. And people are trying to replicate that this year, but the cost of entry on all of them went up. So you're not going to get what you think you're going to get out of that. It's going to be a lot harder to build around it, whereas last year you could build around it really well. So you're kind of chasing something that is not there anymore. Higgins in best ball, in Underdog, in the final week that won Best Ball Mania, Higgins had a massive game. What was the stat line in week 17, Travis? If you could look that up.
Last year it was, I got it right here. It was 12 targets, 11 receptions, 131 yards with 3 touchdowns.
So
39 points.
Yeah, T. Higgins had 11, 131, and 3 TDs in week number 17. Jamar Chase had what in that week? I think it was like 60 yards or whatever the hell it was. This guy in Best Ball Mania didn't even use Jamar Chase in optimal scoring best ball. Jamar Chase got sent to his bench, and he had both of them. T. Higgins won best ball.
He had 9 for 102. No touchdowns.
Okay. He must have had another couple receivers pop off then. Yeah, I'm sorry. He still had a good game. But he still put him on the bench though. Like he had couple other.
I remember that.
Maybe Chase did crack his third wide receiver spot, and I'm remembering it differently. But that's crazy, man. That Higgins could drop. So Higgins can win best ball Mania for you. He's that good. That's why he goes in best ball. But I would not draft him in non-best ball. It's kind of like an anomaly in a way. There's no other player I feel that strongly about not taking ever in non-best ball, but taking him with a smile in best ball. There's not very many players that fit that bill. That's crazy when you think about it.
He's an odd, unique fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Not many guys have been like him.
All right, I'm out of here.
Yep.
Appreciate it,
I'm
Travis.
all set.
All right, later, bro.
Talk to you later. Bye.
See you all tomorrow. Denny called me just a little while ago. Denny called at 7 o'clock. Let me see if he left a voicemail. Nope. Denny, leave me a voicemail, my boy. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. We'll do a better job on the team next time. We won't get caught with our pants down. I still like the team, but it sucked that the running backs worked the way that they did. That was on me, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's fun to try a different strategy anyway. I still like the team, but it's a little strange. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Make sure you get on over to the Patreon. I'll be over there right now. In fact, let me drop the link to it real quick and I'll pin it. Make sure you click that Underdog link right now and sign up. If you missed out and want to draft tonight, make sure you click that mother freaking Underdog link that's pinned right there. It's pinned right there in the live chat. The Underdog code Smitty. The link will insert code Smitty for you. Go do it live. Click the link and get signed up on Underdog so you don't miss tomorrow's draft. But happy Father's Day tomorrow for all you as well. But I'll still be working. There's no days off. So we'll be back here tomorrow. I don't know. Probably a couple shows, at least one, but maybe an upload and a live stream. I'm not sure. But on Patreon, I'll be on Patreon right now. So I'll see you all over there. Travis is usually on there too. And I usually say something like, hey, let me do it right now. I'll type it right now. Type it. I'll go on the Patreon. Go into the general chat. Any host graveyard show topics. Boom. I'm in there live waiting to talk with all of you right now. And I see a bunch of different questions already up there. Somebody's asking about Rashard Smith in the 5th round of your rookie draft. I just responded to that. Andrews are likely at tight end this year. Heating's asking that question. If I had to choose one, I want both of them. I just showed that in the draft. I'll be answering that question. Travis just dropped what's up in the Patreon. So go over there and join the Patreon right now. Live chatting 365 24/7. $10 a month. Cancel any time. You just do it for 1 month and see. Forgo 1 cup of coffee. One venti. Whatever the hell they're called over at Starbucks. Just one time. And see if you want to live chat and get trade advice and get going on that. I'll see you all tomorrow. Several times tomorrow. Or at least 2 times tomorrow.
Take a left. Don't come back. You're a Kyron hater. You're an HN instigator. Your mama never taught you how to be anything but AC Slater. And even if you want to pretend you like Kyron Williams now, he's never gonna love you back, so he won't turn no frowns upside down. Maybe you never had a papa, and that's okay, because I could be your daddy. Your mama never minded, so let's just be a big family. Kyron, HN, Bijan, Chase Brown. Look, there's another touchdown. If I'm gonna be your papa, you better get going. Take your lap and run it hard. And throw a little wave as you run down Smitty Boulevard.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Legend has it if you say St. Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.